on the program, I have a very good friend of ours and an expert in anything that has to do with education here in Canada. He's amongst other things, but the area that I really respect him for is where it has to do with education in Canada, whatever level of education. So help me to welcome today on the program Mr. Bevis. Thank you so much. By now you guys should be clapping. Alright, we're not going to waste time today on the program. A lot of you have asked questions. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you, those of you that went to actually do what we asked them to do. Because when you listen and you don't do what we ask you to do, then it's not encouraging. Those of you on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments. We still need more subscribers to keep on doing what we're doing. Amaka Chimwere said, "Hi Chidi, I want school for Canada but no money." You want to school in Canada but you don't have money. Hello Mr. Chidi, nice to meet you here. Alright guys, thank you for all the greeting, but right now I appreciate questions on schooling in Canada. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit with Bevis about schooling in Canada. So Bevis, please, I want you to start by telling us who you are, telling us what ATLAP is all about, and so that we just build from that foundation.
Well, basically, ATLAP education has evolved for a while now. We basically do a lot of consulting with institutions, Canadian schools, colleges, universities, and so on. We do a lot of education outreach within Nigeria mostly, and Ghana, to Senegal, to Kenya. So most times we work with the Canadian High Commission Education Fair. We were in the one in Abuja recently, in Lagos, and in Ghana and Kenya. So we basically go around just sensitizing students, would-be students, on schools in Canada. I particularly pick a couple of schools that we work directly to recruit for, which we have better, if you will, relationship with to get people to school properly.
Okay, it's
okay. So when I say properly,
yes,
there are so many interests. Let's use Nigeria for example, of people who want to come and attend school here, or parents who wants to bring students to Canada. What we observe is most times there are students who not just only want to school in Canada, but wants the opportunity to be able to school and be able to work, and be able to find opportunity that exists with what I like to put it that way, to find opportunity that exists
to explore
and use what you have studied, and find the opportunity here in order to live here and benefit yourself and the country, therefore having access to permanent resident status.
What you're trying to
in
say,
Canada.
What you're trying to say is that there are some people who want to come to school and then continue use that as a means of coming to live.
No.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. There are those who wants to come to Canada. But there are also those who feel when they study in Canada, they will also have the opportunity to live here. Good. And there's nothing wrong with it. No. There is that is what in the most part the Canadian government would like to see. But the question is, who and what type of candidate are they looking for? How do you fit that profile?
Oh.
The law allows you to study, work, and live in Canada. The law
allows you
to work, to go to school, work, and study and live in Canada as well.
Good, good. So I needed you guys to hear that. It is not unlawful. It's not against the law. The law actually has provisions for you to come to school, to work while you're schooling, and to leave after you have schooled here. But what he's saying is that being a consultant, there are certain schools that they have actually partnered with to make sure that they're able to bring you in to do schooling and to achieve everything that you want to achieve the right way, the proper way. Like I said, there are profiles that you need to fit into. Now, they will help you to, because you know why I brought him on is what we're doing is basic service. We're just like basic information. We're doing that voluntarily, free of charge. But once it goes beyond that free information, the details that are involved in it, you need someone to be able to direct you. And then I had to bring him because a lot of you want me to do beyond that, but I'm not able to do that. So if you look at all that information and you desire to pursue it, it's people like Bevis that you need to talk to. So they are consultants. You usually pay them to come and talk to them to give you advice, but we are lucky that in fact, he just flew in from Nigeria and I just captured him, and I'm sure you're leaving in a few days to Ghana or somewhere else. So he's kind of, once he said, when he said, Chidi, I'm just dropping from the airport, I said, you gotta come here. So you guys are lucky that we have Bevis on the program today. Bevis, there are a few questions that, but before we go to this question, someone says, I want my child to study in Canada. What's the first thing they need to do?
Well, the first thing is, for me, at my end, I need to understand what the child has done. Like, is he from a secondary school, or he wants to go into secondary school? Is he coming out of secondary school to go to university or college? What is it? You know. So those are the first questions that I would want to know. Secondly, what is the ultimate goal? I don't like wasting time because there is only certain process and parameters to use in getting schools to Canada.
Okay.
And what is your goal? If your goal is to just come, study, collect your certificate, and go back home, that's easy. You know. Okay. So you almost don't need anyone. You can go online and do those things.
Okay, say that if you just want to come on school and go home, you don't really need anybody.
You don't.
It's straightforward.
It's straightforward. So most of these things is online.
They're online.
You pay your tuition. You can do it. But if you now say
there are some other components.
I would like to work when I am in Canada.
Fine.
Or when I am, then you've gone beyond.
Just the normal application.
But what you're asking is a parent
wanting the child.
Okay, I'll tell you right now, it's not just Nigeria, Ghana or whatever. In Africa, most parents once they go beyond just the education they want to give to their children. They want to be able to give their children good life.
Good.
You know, they want to. It's not a parent that wants to send their child to school, university, college in Canada. It wants a situation where the child will now grow, study, and grow and become independent on their own.
Good.
And then probably work and send $1 or $2, $3 to daddy and mommy back home to be able.
Because of the investment.
But it's an investment.
Of course,
it's an investment.
Okay.
No, it's an investment. It's true. And so and if you're a male, he's hoping. The parents are hoping that you will eventually lead him to get married and invite them to come and carry or move or whatever.
Small baby in the
and then the female will see a guy in the school that smiles in her face.
So it's not
just
this coming to school has so many.
I'm saying as for parents, as the far as the parent side is concerned. So most parents, that's what they dream for their children to be able to. So with that in mind, that makes it easier to know what direction that the parent is going. Then you can now guide them to that direction.
Okay. We're going to put his email address and his website, how you can contact him. It will be on the screen all through the program, okay? This is the most we can do for him. We can't pay him, we didn't pay him. So there will be that address where you can contact him. But please, before you contact him, be sure that you really seriously know what you want. Not specific. If you want your child to go, if the secondary school say, I need them to go to secondary school, this is this is how much I can, you know, things like, be ready to come up with some basic things, okay? It says www to the Bowell consultants, but the school fee is much. The school fees is much. Okay, madam, but the thing there is, it's just like you, he doesn't own any school here. He doesn't, so if you already say that the school fees is much, that means it's not for you. If you already went ahead to the website of a school and they tell you that it's $35,000 a term, and you're calling him to complain to him that the school fee is high, then don't bother calling him. You'll be wasting his time. So if you have done the research, that's what you should do. If you actually have done that and you know the school and you see that the school fees are high, then I'm not saying don't call him, but at least know that this is the range of what the school fees are, you know, and then you can also call him and say, are there schools that are cheaper than this? That's the kind of thing to do. Don't say, are there schools that are cheaper than this, or is there ways to go about it?
I don't know if it's if they have the right figure or what school it is. If you say, is it 35,000?
No. I just made it up.
Okay.
No, I just made it up. Someone says the school that sure. No, they just say the school is expensive.
Yeah, because as you say 35,000, you know, I know my
No, please.
They will take it and say that's what
no. If they say the school is 5,000, for instance, if they say the school is 5,000 and you say 5,000 is expensive, so I know what you mean. I didn't say that any school is at 5,000. I was just making an example. And then someone said, I would like to get a breakdown of the cost of an MSc program. We're also going to give, like I said, his address will be there, his phone number or his office phone number will be there, and email address will be there. We've left our email addresses for you also, but you're lucky to have someone who this is their job. If you can now send them their phone numbers directly.
Let me just help the person that is asking this question. I would like to maybe do a breaking news for you.
Okay, do that breaking news on YouTube. Look into the YouTube camera.
You know, I have been
look into the camera.
I have been privy to a lot of information when it comes to education.
Okay.
And then, of course, your ability to obtain permits and visas to go to school.
Okay.
The most important thing is basically having access to being able to apply and get your visa to attend the school you want to go to. Now, the whole country can give you, every single school in Canada can give you admission. But what ultimately allows you to attend that school is the Canadian High Commission and your ability to be able to obtain visas. So looking for school, you need to be very careful in the type of admissions you get. So when you want to come to school, the first thing in a lot of people's mind is, I want to read, I've done my BSc, I want to go and study, I want to go and do my master's. To be very honest with you, I will advise that don't bother.
Wait till that's not good news. Okay, let me understand. You're saying if someone did BSc,
yes,
and they want to come over here to do their master's degree, you're saying don't bother.
If I am saying if because I believe 99 or 9.999 out of 10 of Nigerians that wants to come to Canada to go to school is the first thing that we mentioned, when we started it.
Yeah, yeah.
That you want a situation where you have the opportunity to also live in Canada.
Okay.
Now, the law in Canada states that you must have a minimum of 2 years to be in school.
Okay.
And apply for your permanent residence.
Okay.
Now, how long is a master's program?
Usually 1 year.
So if you do that, how do you work and how do you decide to stay? You have to go back home. And even if they decide to give it to you, they will give you a graduate work permit.
Oh.
And it will take you much longer, even if you decide to maybe retake and it will take you much longer. So you have to look at what graduate program do you take. Number two, you can take a graduate program that is just a year, year and a half, 2 years, and then graduate. You have fulfilled the 2-year term, and then you have fulfilled your work term. So once you do that and you get a permanent resident, you no longer are paying 15,000, 16,000 for school fees. So your school fees have now dropped from 15 to whatever, 3,000, 4,000.
Wow, 15 to 3,000.
Yeah. So now, what makes you want to go and study masters? So
let me ask this to help. So,
which you can still do the masters later.
So you're saying it's better to come and do a BSc?
No. Someone who has a BSc, you come and do a BSc again, you will not get your visa.
So what should this person do? Because there's somebody asking me now, they want to come and do a master's degree. It says
I'm not saying they cannot.
Sorry, it says
if you just want to.
It says I want to do an MSc research and a research-based MSc. Which one is a research-based?
A research-based MSc is basically a science. No.
A science.
It's a science program, but has research components to it. It could be a professor that is doing their research work, and they want a master's degree.
Somebody says, "What is the name of the university you're consulting for, please?"
Centennial College. There is York, University of Toronto.
Centennial College, York, and University of Toronto. University of Toronto, in the program we did for you, remember, is the highest ranked university. So if he's consulting for University of Toronto, he must be a big man. And the truth is, those of you who were at the fair in Abuja. Yeah, he just came back from Abuja yesterday. So those of you who were at the fair, you know I'm telling the truth. Anyway, those of you know me. I don't mess with. I don't forget everything. You know, I tell the truth. Some people think I don't tell the truth. But that's another story. Okay. So please finish the gist. If somebody wants to do MSc, it's not good news. Don't, because 1 year MSc will not cut it. But if you want to do MSc,
and you want to go into it, and that's your passion.
Okay,
you understand? You can do that. That's
doing it. No,
and you know, all that will happen. No, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna. Okay, so please let me.
If you do that, you can go home
let me
show your certificate to your parents.
Okay. So let's break it down now. Yeah. So guys, listen. What he's saying is, if you want to just come here and do MSc and enjoy the environment, do a scholar thing, become more intelligent and then observe the life of Canada.
Not more intelligent. Okay, Nigerians are intelligent. Not more intelligent.
No, not more. Just forgive me. But if you're just coming to do your MSc and go back to Nigeria, there is no problem. But if you're coming to do your MSc with the intention of converting it into an immigration then he's saying that, are you saying MSc doesn't cut it? So what should the person do? You already have a BSc.
Honestly, I would say it doesn't. It's not because I represent a college, but do a college program. Do a graduate program in a college. And another thing is, the government has very huge attachment to colleges.
Yeah, I know.
In Nigeria, there are so many people with BSc. If you go to their house, they have it on the wall. There's no job. I have not seen anyone going, except if you're in a government parastatal. And most of the guys in the government parastatals they actually do their BSc when they are actually at work.
Yes.
They're actually within the system.
Yeah.
So they need that in order to fulfill, growth level or whatever level, move from a level to another level and so on.
I have a quick question. Someone says, must you have a 2-1 to get a graduate school?
Yes.
Okay, you must have a 2-1. I think it's the same thing everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you must have a 2-1 to get a graduate school.
Yes.
But how about PGD programs? Do they have PGD programs here? Postgraduate diplomas?
Yes.
So what if I get a program and I do a postgraduate diploma and then do a master's degree? Wouldn't that give me 2 years, or it doesn't count?
No.
They see the master's as one?
Yeah. Yes. It says, the law says graduate.
Oh.
You study and graduate. So when you study masters...
I have a question here. Someone says, Chai Chidi, nothing for tailors. But there's design school here.
Of course.
There's design school.
Of course, but that's not funny. They are fashion schools.
Okay.
There are colleges that Centennial College offer fashion. They offer cooking. They offer culinary.
It's even better for you.
No, there are a lot of Nigerians I've brought to come and study culinary arts.
So there you go.
Even
Esther, there's something for
what's
you.
it called? Tourism. There are people studying tourism at Centennial College.
So please, guys,
Yeah,
I think let's wipe this Nigerian mentality of masters, BSc, or university. College here is university. So colleges give master's degree. Colleges give bachelor science degree. So when you hear college, it's not like
no, that's the
community college.
No. It's not that. No,
it's not community college. It's not like
it's not a secondary school.
College is not secondary.
It's not secondary school.
It's like university.
Yes. It's a university college, if you want to put it that way.
It says a research-based MSc takes about 2 years. How can I go about it in the University of Toronto? What I would do, Krista Chinwe Jacobs, it's because a lot of other people are listening to the program, we may not be able to deal with it. What I'll advise you is, when we put up the email address, or you can send it to our own email address, admin@worshipmedia.ca. But we are lucky that we have a consultant. I'll allow you guys to communicate with the person so that you don't think he doesn't pay me anything. He doesn't give me any cut. So you don't have to talk to me to talk to him. Just go straight to him, please. That's why I'm going to put his email. You guys have heard it. It says, what of MPA? What is MPA? MPA is Public Administration, Masters in Public Administration. You see, MPA, is that it?
It can mean anything.
The bottom line is, we're not going into details, but they're saying if you want to come here and do your masters and go back to Nigeria, no problem. But the thing is, if you're planning to come and then maybe leave after you come, or continue, then you must look for a program that the government allows you to do that sort of a thing. And he has just said now that it's better for you to go and do a college
graduate program. There are graduate programs in
colleges. So come here and do a graduate. You already have your BSc, so who are you competing with?
The only thing is, you cannot have a BSc and say you want to come and do an undergraduate program.
So you forget about it.
No, you're not getting that visa. If you have a BSc,
okay,
you can only go and do a graduate program. You cannot do anything that's undergraduate.
Oh.
First of all,
you can't do another BSc.
No, aside from that, the schools will give you any admission you want.
Anything you want.
Any admission you want, however you want to coin it, the schools will give it to you.
Okay.
But you're not getting the visa.
Oh, you see?
No, you have to.
Oh, that's why people get
rules.
So that's why people get admission, but they don't get visa.
Yeah, and not only that, when you see the admission, you see where it says condition. In condition, they will say, oh, if you get here, maybe you will now go and write this so exam, or write this, or do this. You're not getting that visa, even if you have 1 billion in your account.
Okay.
So there are these little things to fulfill Canadian law.
That's why you're saying that
Canadian immigration law, you need to fulfill that. Yeah, you must fulfill it for that, for you to be able. People will say, "Oh, I've given them all the documents. They still refuse me." There are things that you actually didn't have that are within laws that you should have.
Someone has a quick question here. It says, are there MSc scholarship programs for first-class BSc graduates from Nigerian university?
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
But remember what he had told you before.
Yes.
If you are thinking of anyway, you know what? I think you should consult him for more, because if you, even with your scholarship, you get the scholarship, you come here, you study, you go back to Nigeria. Is that really what you want, or do you want to come here, study, and continue? You have to know exactly what you want. Chidi, hi Erica. Hey Zoe, how are you? And hi consultant, Mr. Bevis is his name. The last question here says, I'm in United States and I want my kid brother who did engineering from FUTO to further his admission. Every other thing that we have said here applies. He said he did his he did engineering from FUTO, so that must be a bachelor's degree. So FUTO is Federal University of Technology.
Federal. What did he have?
So what? Anyway, what did your brother get?
If it's a OND.
Yeah, if it's OND or HND.
OND.
No, University of Technology. Okay, OND. They don't.
Yeah, forget it. Forget OND. HND. It's okay. You can get into, not to university,
but to a college. Okay, so you heard that. Let's know what your brother did, or you can reply that in the email. You don't have to make it public information. We'll send on our YouTube. Let me say again, you need to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to. If you subscribed last year, you need to subscribe again, because this is a new YouTube channel. But if you have subscribed this year, please don't subscribe again, because when you go and tap on the thing, it unsubscribes you. Okay, he has B engine. He has a 2.1. Oh my goodness, the guy is a hothead. Oh, that's good. He has a 2.1. So there's great chances for him. Okay, there's great chances for him. Bevis, I'm going to have to stop here, guys, so that we realize we don't want the program to be long, because then it's difficult for people to open it where the internet is not fast. So we'd like to keep it now as short as possible. But there's more information you can continue to access from their website. Email him. Please email him when you're serious. Don't email him to come and spend time talking with you, because we're not paying him. All right. Please, can someone with TED gain any admission there? Look, I think there's opportunities for everybody. It depends on. So what a consultant does is he takes your situation, he analyzes it, and he advises you on what to do. But there is always room for everybody, because even if you didn't get the third class and it got below third class, there are make-up things that you have to do. So they will advise you on what to do. Okay, so remember, go to Worship Media on YouTube, subscribe, click on that bell there, so that every time we have a program, you get to know it, even if you missed any program. From all of us here, Worship Media Studio, and from Bevis, who was kind enough to come to this place, I really want to thank Bevis. And Erica is signaling me from the back of the camera. I should shake him, okay? Erica is at the back, say, shake him, shake him, shake him. She's my prompter. And so we thank Bevis for coming. We thank all of you for your continued support. Please continue to support us. Thank you so much from our studio here in Toronto, Canada. Chidi, Erica, and Bevis signing out.